All right, we got COVID-19 protocols, so most courses in this region, the bunkers are more or less waste bunkers, so you can ground your club and everything. I know my course is actually still doing the bunkers every single day, and I applaud them for that. But I'm gonna give you a tip coming out of the bunker. The sand is wet and everything, okay? So the ball's gonna fly a little bit farther because it's more compacted sand. All right, but other than that, you're still gonna do the same setup. You're gonna open your face up, then you're gonna grip the club. Then you're gonna open your waist up just a little bit, and then when you swing through, you're just gonna make sure that you get to that point. So if I'm right here and I open my waist up, I'm gonna swing my belt buckle to that angle. That's gonna make sure that I generate enough club head speed coming through and don't decelerate. Most golfers decelerate on their bunker shots. Another problem they make is they try to hit the ball to the target instead of hitting the sand to the target. So I'm gonna talk you through it. I open the face up a little bit, then I grip the club. Now I'm open, and here you go. All right, take that technique to the practice range and work on it. It's gonna make a world of difference. There's not a bunker you can't get out if you use that technique. Take care, folks. Another situation you find yourself with on the golf course. You're a little bit short of the green. It could be a par 4 or it could be a par 5. I'm going to give you the way that I play this shot, okay? I play it still with the letters of golf. I set up my Y, shaft, and the arms and make the big letter Y. And then the only thing I do is go from hip to hip. Now what I will do, I will roll my knuckles going back. And you see how that squares my face? I roll my knuckles going back, and that gives me a nice square club face. Depending on if the club is up front, the pin is up front, in the middle or the back, the only thing I'll do is change the club I'm using, okay? So here we go. Let's talk through it. I will bring the ball back in my stance also. So I have my Y, ball back in stance, more weight on the target side, and then I'm just gonna move my Y. There you go. A nice shot you can hit around the green that's going to save you strokes. Take care, folks. Okay, the last shot I did around the green was a lob wedge with the pin in the front. Now look what we have. Now we got the pin in the middle, okay? So this time I'm going to take my gap wedge, utility wedge, 52-degree wedge, all right? But it's going to be the same principle. I'm going to have more weight on the target side. I'm going to bring the ball back a little bit. I'm going to start with my Y, and I'm still going to roll my knuckles. And I want you to look at the club face. When I roll my knuckles, look what happens. That face squares up. See that? Do you see that face right there? Can you actually see there on the ground? You see the face of the club? You see that? I'm rolling my knuckles, and look at the face squares up. That gives me a solid ball strike. All right? So here we go. Pin in the middle. If the pin was in the back, I may take a 9-iron, all right? Okay, I start with my Y. Ball back in the stance. Gonna move the Y together. More weight on the target side. And trust it. There you go. Nice. Simple move. I didn't change the mechanism. I use the same technique with a lob wedge. I'll do it with a 9-iron or a 7-iron if the pin's all the way in the bag. Take this to the practice tee, and I guarantee you'll start saving strokes around the green. Okay, here we go. The final piece to this puzzle. Working around the green. Now the pin is in the back. All right, we did the one with the pin in the front, the pin in the middle, now the pin in the back. When the pin was in the front, I used a 58-degree wedge. When the pin was in the middle, I used a 52-degree wedge. Now the pin's in the back, I'm going to use a 9-iron. I'm still going to use the same technique. I'm still going to land the ball on the most predictable part of the green, but now I'm taking more club so it can hit the green and roll out. I'm still going to start my little Y. I'm still going to roll my knuckles, my target side hand knuckles, which keeps the club face square. I'm going to have more weight on the target side. I'm going to bring the ball back in my stance. So here we go. Same technique, longer shot, so I just take a different club. There you go. Right back there with it. Great shot. Remember, we don't change the technique. We just change out clubs. Take care, folks. I hope you like this around the green session I gave today. If you work on it, it's going to knock off strokes on your golf game. Take care. Okay, folks, one more piece to the puzzle. What about when you ride around the green? You see a lot of rank and foul players, they grab their lob wedge and stuff, and they try to chip it up there real close. But let me tell you, that may not be the best club. Get rid of it. Grab your putter, Texas wedge. Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer were playing in the practice rounds in the 60s. And every time Jack was a young golfer at the time, and Arnold was the man. Arnold had took the limelight from Ben Hogan, and then it was Arnold's time, and Gary Player, and then Jack busted on the scene and shook up the whole world. So Jack kept trying to chip the ball around the green here, and Arnold Palmer pulled him to the side and asked him, why are you chipping the ball when you're this close to the green? He said, use your putter. And that changed the way Jack Nicklaus thought about around the green the rest of his life. Jack would start using the putter around the green. Jack also became one of the long putters, the best long putters in the world, because he changed his mindset. So what do? You look and see what you have to go through. As long as you don't have no elephant grass, nothing you have to get over, use your putter. You're still going to read your green. You're going to gauge the speed of the green. The key is to get the ball out of the rough, the first cut, onto the green. You're going to save a lot of strokes because now you're eliminating the possibility for chili dipping, running the ball past the pin, hitting it fat, etc. All right, here we go. What you're going to do is stiffen up your grip a little bit. All right, and trust the stroke. There you go. Texas wedge. The final piece to the puzzle. Take care, folks.